Sandra isst munter ihr drittes Paar Schokolade zum Frühstück.
Ich bin sehr froh, dass wir diesen langen Jakobsweg gewählt haben. Zwar treffen wir, anders als erwartet, kaum Menschen unterwegs, aber die Entschleunigung ist eine sehr schöne Erfahrung. Ich habe das Gefühl, vielleicht zum ersten Mal in meinem Leben nichts abzuarbeiten. Kein noch 3 Tage arbeiten, dann ist Wochenende. Kein noch so viele Kilometer bis da und da. Ich laufe und das ist gerade so, wie es ist. Das macht mich sehr glücklich. Also bin ich glücklich und zufrieden nach Taizé gelaufen, um erstmal während der gesungenen Gebete zu weinen. Sie haben mich sehr berührt. Sie sprechen zu einem anderen Teil von mir und bleiben so sehr im Kopf, dass mein Gehirn jetzt, wenn es nichts zu tun hat, anstatt blödsinnigen Gedanken nachzugehen, den Herrn bejubelt. Diese Reise geht mir auf jeden Fall unter die Haut und ich bin sehr dankbar dafür.
Anders als erwartet sind wir über die letzten 4 Wochen in bzw. Zweisamkeit den Jakobsweg gegangen. Außerhalb von Ortschaften haben wir selten mehr als 5 Menschen am Tag getroffen. Ich habe einen Monat lang fast nur mit Sandra gesprochen. In Frankreich wurde die übrige Kommunikation noch schwerer und beschränkt sich vor allem auf das Bitten um Wasser. Obwohl ich etwas von ihnen haben will, freut das die Menschen meist. Anscheinend gibt es in uns einen Antrieb, anderen zu helfen. Vielleicht gibt es im Menschen sogar einen Teil, der gar nicht anders kann, wenn er darf. Und oft wird nicht nur Wasser aufgefüllt, sondern auch Kaffee oder Saft angeboten, was ich in der Regel dankend ablehne und mich dann freue, wenn es einfach überhört wird. In Taizé angekommen war Gastfreundschaft Thema, was mich jetzt sehr beschäftigt. Das Anbieten von Saft an einen durstigen Pilger sehe ich als einen kleinen Ausdruck der Liebe, einer unpersönlichen Liebe. Die will jemand anscheinend gerne verschenken. Und ich sage Nein und beende diesen Impuls. Eigentlich eine Art von Fluss, der da fließen will. Warum, frage ich mich. Unterstelle ich nur Höflichkeit und nehme den anderen nicht ernst? Unterstelle ich eine erwartete Gegenleistung? Ein Handel statt einem Geschenk? Oder muss ich meine Unabhängigkeit beweisen? Geht es um Stolz? Wie auch immer, ich bleibe irgendwie der Depp. Auch wenn dieses Verhalten bei uns ganz normal ist. Schlimmer noch, im Verständnis des Christentums, das hier in Taizé vermittelt wird, steht Gottes Liebe bereit und man muss sie nur annehmen. In dieser Ikone ausgedrückt sitzt Gott in Form der Dreifaltigkeit als 3 Engel am gedeckten Tisch und der 4. Platz ist für mich freigehalten. Irgendwie habe ich dazu einen Bezug gekriegt. Und so wie ich den Saft nur annehmen müsste ich mich nur dran setzen. Und wie beim Saft tue ich es nicht. Naja, die Größenordnung ist sicher eine ganz andere. Aber irgendwie habe ich das Gefühl, dass dahinter doch der gleiche Mechanismus steckt. Passend dazu durften wir Chantal aus Kanada kennenlernen, die aus meiner Perspektive bei wirklich fast allem Hilfe benötigt. Aber trotzdem, oder vielleicht auch deshalb, einer der bemerkenswertesten Menschen ist, denen ich bisher begegnen durfte.
This wheelchair is advertised for indoor use only.
So what really moved me was what you said about accepting help and knowing your limits.
Yeah, well, I need a lot of help in my life, like to get out of bed and to live, to get back in bed again. And I think my life would be a lot more boring if I didn't know the kinds of things that I need support and help with. But because I know what I need help with, then I can go on adventures like to Taizé or around the world And I think because I need help and because I'm able to ask for help and because I know when I'm limited, that allows me to accept the gifts of other people, and not just because it's nice to accept them, but because I actually need their help. And so I think that's good because we all want to contribute something valuable, and
Do you have problems with accepting it?
there are things that I really value doing for myself because there are things, they are the things that I can do for myself. I think if I can do something independently, I will do it, but then if I can't do it independently, then I don't feel guilty asking for help. Often when I do ask for help, like when we went on the adventure to the source, the pond at Taizé, I think our experience was richer, was better, was more exciting because we did it together, right? For one thing, it's supposed to be a silent walk, and it couldn't be that because when I need help, I have to say so. But also, I think it was more meaningful to share it and to be. I don't think it took away from the meaning, but it made it different.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think otherwise for me it would not have been.
But because I'm willing to ask for help, then I get to experience a lot more of adventures and a lot more of the joy of other people as well. Where I am, community naturally forms.
Definitely. I mean, you do a great job at creating this community, like getting people involved, and I think a lot of people sort of enjoy that. Not just me, but that it gives them like the opportunities to help and to do something good, and that like sort of meaning.
I'm glad.
It's really amazing. Like it really impresses me.
So I think when I was saying before about how people who don't ask for help, they lead more boring lives. I think that's a lesson for not just people with physical or developmental limitations, but the more we can ask for help from each other and collaborate, the more limitless we become.
You put that in, I thought that was a great quote, what you said about people who don't ask for help. That was, they don't know themselves, they don't know other people, and they don't know God.
Thanks. One of the brothers was telling me, he was talking about special people, and then he changed his terminology to people with disabilities, and then he said, well, in a way we're all disabled somehow. And I know that some people have problems with that kind of idea because some people's disabilities are more pronounced than others, but I think he's right in the sense that, like, we're all limited, and if we don't recognize that, then we don't know ourselves, and we don't get to know community because we think that we're self-sufficient, which is a lie, and we don't get to know God and the way that God wants us to be with ourselves and with each other. My weaknesses are perhaps more visible than others, but not bigger than others.
You show a lot of talent.
Thank you, and it's good to be reminded of those because sometimes I perceive myself as the one who needs help all the time, as opposed to the one who can contribute. And so, I don't want to flatter myself or to be conceited or to brag about talents that I have, but I do like to be reminded that, in spite of the fact that I need help to live and to do basic things, that there's skills and abilities that God has given me to benefit other people and to bless them. Community helps us to see ourselves differently and in a more clear way, I think. People are overly critical of themselves,
Yeah.
and some people are overly conceited, like meaning that they love themselves too much, but rarely do we see an accurate picture of who
Yeah.
we
I think
are.
that's what we need friends for, and people who sort of we're close to. I think it's not really possible to understand, not to see yourself without feedback and without interaction.
Yeah, and even it doesn't even need to be people that we know really well, right? Like we met like 6 days ago, but I see myself differently when interacting with you, and I hope the same.
Yeah. But what I love about being around you is that you sort of force people into showing themselves in a certain way.
Intentionally making them uncomfortable. I don't think that's because of my disability. I think that's just because of my inept social abilities. Social problems.
Yeah, I really like that.
Is it a blessing? Is it a curse? I don't know.
It's a blessing, of course.
Okay.
I always try to provoke
No,
people.
and I think we're done.
Okay.
We should go worship the one who made us now.
Okay. Well, I think in the end you always say thank you for the interview.